This is mini review number 5. This one is the longest one out of all of them. I zoomed in because there's a lot going on, so you'll just have to look at your paper to read the directions. Number 1 comes from assignment number 18. It says simplify the expression completely if possible. So we have a binomial divided by a monomial. When you have plus and minus signs here, you have to factor. So I have my bottom, and then I'm going to take a GCF out of the top. So what I have on top now is a monomial and a binomial. I can cross out monomial factors. So my final answer is x minus 2 over 4. That is my simplified expression. Okay, so we are going to multiply and then we're going to simplify this expression again. So what I'm going to do is take each piece of the fraction and factor it if I can. I can do that over here. So I just work top, left to bottom, right. So 9x plus 72, if I take out a GCF, it's 9 times x plus 8. The bottom is a trinomial. So I need two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to 10. That would be 8 and 2. And the top right is also a trinomial. Running out of room. Two numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add up to negative 7, negative 9 and positive 2. And then this last section, that cannot be factored. After this, we're going to cross off factors that match. They have to be on the top and the bottom. And our answer is what we have left, 9. You could also say 9 over 1 if you want, but that answer is not. The next problem has one extra step. We're dividing. So remember, when you divide, you have to do keep, change, flip. So I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to keep my first fraction, x squared minus 4, over x squared minus 11x plus 18. Change to multiply. And then I'm going to flip this fraction, x minus 9 over 6x. So it looks like I only have to factor the first side of this problem. So I'm going to do x equals, so x squared minus 4 is difference of perfect squares. X minus 2, x plus 2. Oh boy, I'm going to run out of room. The bottom is a trinomial. Two numbers that multiply to 18 and add to negative 11, negative 9 and negative 2. And then I'm just going to rewrite my fraction, x minus 9 over 6x. So I start crossing out. This is my favorite part. X minus 2 goes away. X minus 9 goes away. And I'm left with x plus 2 all over 6x. Now we have a binomial on top and a monomial on the bottom. You can't cross things out because that plus sign cements those two things together on top. Okay, for this one now, next side, number 4. It says combine the following fractions and express in fully reduced form. This one is unfortunately the easiest one. The denominators have to match in order to add or subtract fractions. And in this problem, they do. 5x plus 8. So now I'm just going to combine my numerators. Negative 5x to the 3 plus 6x to the 3 is 1x to the 3. And there's nothing I can factor, so we're done with that one. This one's a little bit different. We're subtracting, but the denominators don't match. So our least common denominator, take both of them, put it together. This is a monomial, this is a binomial. You can't just throw a minus 9 at the end of that second fraction. So what I'm going to do now is make these denominators match. If I put an x on the bottom, I got to put an x on the top. Over here, I put an x minus 9 on the bottom, so I have to put an x minus 9 on the top. And now I'm going to rewrite my fractions, 2x over, you can write x squared minus 9x if you want, or you can just leave it for now. And then this becomes minus 2, and I'm going to distribute as I do this, 2x minus 18 over Don't forget about that minus sign. We have x squared minus 9x on the bottom. 2x minus 2x, those cancel out. And then distribute your negative over here, so you end up with an 18. Now we could factor this denominator, but we would just pull out an x. That wouldn't help us simplify it all. So that, I believe, is your final answer for that one. Okay, last problem. Same thing, but in the denominator we have an x minus 6 and an x plus 5. Again, those are two completely different factors. So our least common denominator is a combination of those, x minus 6 times x plus 5. So I'm going to make those two match. So I'll multiply this first fraction by x plus 5. And this one by x minus 6. So I'm going to keep this denominator factored just in case. And as I go, because this can get kind of crazy, I'm going to do my double distribution as I go. So I end up with 7x squared plus 3x plus 21x plus 15. Now I have my other fraction. So again, I'm going to keep this denominator factored out. And I'm going to just distribute this. So I have 3x minus 18. So now my denominators match. Let's get a better color. So I'm going to write those down, x plus 5 times x minus 6. And I'm going to combine like terms. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at this whole numerator now. I have a 7x squared. 3x plus 3x is 6x. And then I have 15. Wait a second, I think I'm missing something. Hold on. Well, 15 minus 18 is 3. 7x. Oops. I made a mistake. Hopefully you guys were chomping at the bit with that one. 5 times 7x is 35x. Sorry about that. So when I do 3x plus 35x plus 3x, that is 41x. And then 15 minus 18 is a minus 3. So the top is a trinomial, 7x squared plus 41x minus 3. But if I try to factor this and find two numbers that multiply to negative 21 and add to 41, there's just nothing. There's 7 and 3 or 21 and 1. So that's not factorable. So I'm going to rewrite that, 7x squared plus 41x. Now this guy down here, it's factored, it's not simplified. So I'm going to do double distribution, x squared minus 1x. And that is our final answer.